Pull up harder. Put his feet off the ground. Nice and loose.
What up guys, this is part 2 of Kylie and Mason. The best part about this video is it takes place during our E-FLO dog training school in front of our students. Unedited from start to finish, we are doing an entire session with Kylie and Mason back in front of a decoy for the first time since being back home and training with the people she used to train with. The part you're gonna see in this video, I take the dog and I'm explaining to the students, I'm gonna show Kylie what I want her to do. I'm showing all the problems and I'm showing her how we're gonna provide solutions and help Mason get back on track. I'm also explaining the process and what the dog's going through. Once we finish this, we are going to give the dog back to Kylie so she can do the same exact stuff and be super successful. So the other thing you're gonna hear me say in a little section there is I'm going to explain what we are not going to do with the electronic collar that a lot of trainers just assume and associate their behavior with collars into what we do. So what I mean by that is they just assume because they use the collar for compliance that the only way that we're able to get the results that we get is by using the collar for compliance. Like this comment right here. This is a perfect example. This isn't a bashing session. Obviously I got the name blocked off. This is a trainer. This trainer is saying, well, of course they got the same results. All they did was they substituted one tool for another instead of taking the dog's air, which is what they're implying from the last video. And if you haven't seen that video, it's worth watching. They're using a double collar, double box collar, a hot e-collar. So what they're describing in their language is that they just make the collar super hot, which means make the collar super high. And we're using the collar for compliance. You're gonna see in this video for 25 minutes straight, that is complete opposite of what we teach inside of our school. I may jump back on in the video in the end. If not, I will see you next video. Hope you guys enjoy.
Where do you want me at?
You're just gonna be right there, good? All right, so I'm just gonna take her dog for a minute. And then once I take her dog for a minute, I'm taking her dog to demo for her what I want her to do. Okay, I'm also gonna take her dog to demo how I want her to handle him doing what he does. All right, so we're giving a demonstration on this is how you handle this situation because we haven't really gone back to this. You haven't even had this happen since you got here, right? Last time you saw a person in a full suit was how long ago?
Several weeks ago.
Several weeks? Last time you saw somebody in a suit top, how long's it been? A while. So this is the first time we've brought him back in. We've put somebody in a suit, he's got a clatter stick, and right now we already know he would get so frustrated that he would try to redirect where? On her. He didn't go out full attack, but he'd get so snappy and poppy. I don't want her getting gun shy, so just for a minute, we're going to work him with the muzzle on, so if he gets rowdy, she can learn that she's in full control and she doesn't have to worry about anything because he can't do any damage to her. And even if he runs over to him, he can't bite him. So all of her fears and concerns that she's been programmed that if the dog bites the decoy, it's a reward. And she ain't gotta lift him up off the ground and take his air anymore and listen to him scream and flail. Like none of that has to happen anymore. So now it's just gonna be a bunch of barking and spinning, possibly. Okay, make sense? Okay, so once I take him away from her, he's going to try to go with her. All right, we all understand that too. The dog always wants to be with whoever allows them or whoever the dog's most comfortable with. So we're gonna come over here. He doesn't know, he's trying to stay with her. I'm just stealing him from her. That's it. That's it. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to start putting all these straps that are whipping her, right, away so she doesn't get beat up by the muzzle. So he's not even fixated on decoy. Just the second I took him away from her, what's he doing already? He's whining where? So he's not used to that. So we're just gonna start working and he may run to her. He may run to her, we don't know. I feel resistance. I feel him going behind me. You notice I'm still walking forward. Where does he start to come to? Doesn't mean he won't turn towards her. The second we go towards her, what's he want to do? Yep, so now where he was lagging, he's now going where? So if I just keep running away from her, it does nothing to deal with. That's it. So now he's going forward. I take everything off, and I'm just bringing him right back up to here. Now his fixation, he's like, hey, I'm not worried about her anymore. I'm now worried about who? That's it. So now we're going to go straight to decoy. What do we see? Decoy is going to stand still. Decoy is not going to move. Decoy is going to stand still. If the decoy keeps moving, the decoy is drawing the dog where? Okay, so now I know he does not want to come with me. If I ask him to come to me, what's he going to say? No. If I just stand here and use the collar, now I'm using the collar for compliance on the dog coming where? No. So that goes to the definition of what everybody thinks we're doing. They think we're just shocking the dog until the dog does what we tell him to do. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. This isn't what we're going to do. I'm going to come up here. He's going to stand still. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to resume control of the dog. And guess where we're going? So I'm able to bring the dog out of the scenario by just touch and what? Move. If not, then what happens is I stand there arguing and yelling with the dog. So what do we spend more time doing? Okay, but you can't do that in a trial is what some people are going to say. They're going to say, you can't go up and grab your dog and put him away. You can't pull him in a muzzle. Well, you couldn't do any of that before either, even without the muzzle. What was it like without the muzzle? So we have to start somewhere. So again, just like we tell everybody, it's only been how many seconds? So we understand that. Hear the breathing change? So now we're just practicing sitting where? Standing where? It doesn't have to be move, 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 move. It doesn't have to be this, this, this. It's just getting the dog to be with me, present with who? It all starts with that. If he starts to go crazy, I just stop. Where is he positioning his body? So we start to go where? And I start turning with him the direction he can't turn. If I feel him fighting me too much, no problem. We'll go this way again. I feel him trying to push through me, I let go. I'm not going to sit there and wrestle with him. Now where are we going to go? Up and where? I feel pushing, I let go. I'm not going to hold on to him and let him fight with me coming through. I'm having trouble getting him to look at me, so I'm going to turn and face this guy. His head comes back to me. I resume the head, relaxed nicely. Guess where we're going to go? He's been so conditioned that anytime there's a decoy, what's going to happen? So I can't expect him to just flip a switch in his head and understand that he's no longer biting a guy that has a stick and a defensive posture facing him. Do you understand that? So we're helping the dog through the process by getting him to do what we want him to do, not by rewarding him, not by kicking his butt, just by getting him moving. The breathing changed again, didn't it? That tells me a lot about where he's at. Now watch, where's his tail? Relaxed or low? Well, what are we doing?
Nothing.
Okay, so now, as we move around, where's his tail go? So some people will be like, yeah, but his tail's down, so that's why he's afraid of them. Well, the second we go into movement and he understands movement, where's the tail go? So is he afraid, or when we stop, we're not doing anything, so the tail's just, that's all it comes down to. So that's also what tells us what state of mind the dog is. When the tail starts to come up and starts getting really stiff and wagging, the dog's intensity is going where? And when the dog's tail goes down, the dog's starting to do what? Relax. So now we're spending time going where? Straight to where? That's it. I keep wondering what was hitting the ground. You got your little dangly poop bag on this thing. Then we turn it into a game. Now we're going where? What's he always associated these boxes with?
Table with.
Get on the table and face where? And remember, in bite work, we don't have control, so we always teach crazy, 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 but not today. Guess where we're going? I'm using my body to help steer him where? Kind of like a horse, huh? So when you control the horse's head, you control where the horse body goes. We know that, okay? We're gonna help him by lowering down so he knows where we're stepping. And we're just gonna keep working. And we're gonna add some speed in. I feel him pulling down on me really hard. So I take my hand off. I bring his head where? Through doing what? I'm creating an interaction between me and him, because when we talk to people, we always turn and face who? So I'm creating an interaction by doing something that is normal. We're gonna walk again. Now what am I adding in? Intensity from who? And I'm teaching him that my intensity does not go to him. His job is to stay where? Right beside me, right relaxed, and just stick with, don't worry about me. You do you. Your job is to follow me. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Just do what I ask you to. That's correct. Do what I ask you to do. I'll help you. I'll give you the answers. If I need something from you, I will let you. That's it. Again, she shifts. So where's his head go? I know that. So I'm not going to yank on him. I'm not going to shove into him. I just am aware that she moved over there. So he's going to want to track who? My job is to get him back to where? And when he's back to me, guess where we can go? That's all it comes down to. I'm just taking time, spending time with the dog, helping the dog do something completely opposite of what it's been trained to do for how many years? 1 year? 1 year of bite, 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 bite. Okay? Now we're here. And we're here. I'm demonstrating how many fingers? Oh, I may need two. I start feeling him pushing down. I'm not going to fight with him, so I stop holding him. I turn where? This brings him here, and we resume again. We've been turning left. Now we really need to start focusing on turning. But we're going to make another pit stop right here. I'm feeling a little bit of pushy. I'm going to relax, and he does what? I'm going to put my hand here to make sure he's not ready to just shove through me. And when we go again, we're just going to barely go. You see the finger. And no, you ask Brie, I do not have the strongest fingers in the world. In fact, my fingers are so weak, they bend backwards all the time, and they hurt, and then she laughs hysterically. So this isn't like I have the strongest finger in the world that's stopping him. I'm just demonstrating that it's very, very subtle, very, very light. All right? Perfect. Bringing hand up, gets the head to go where? And brings the butt where? So you notice we're not pulling, fighting, or anything. Good deal? Okay. Now I gotta practice what I tell you guys to do, and I gotta stop standing like what? Wow. Bad habit. I'm always looking where. So now I gotta practice having my posture while I work with this guy, okay? I feel him going right there. We stop, we bring him back to us. We stop right here. He didn't come with me. Did you see that? I don't go backwards. If I go backwards, I'm going with who? No. So I stop, I go forward, and I bring him where? I don't start pulling on him, I don't start yanking on him, I don't start yelling at him, I don't escalate it. I recognize I lost the car, so I stop, and I get control of who? That's it, that's all it is. It's the same thing. The reason why I'm using all this again is I'm reminding you that you guys know these answers. If you start to lose control of your car, do you sit there and hold down the gas pedal? Do you start screaming? Some of you do. Yeah. Screaming equals panic. Panic means we do not have, and the second we lose control, it gets worse. So even if you don't feel like you have control, try to stay what? Calm. Take a breath. It's okay. All right? You about ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we already know. I just tell you right now. As soon as she comes over here, this dog is going to dismiss me for who? But then once he gets to her, he's going to try to dismiss her for, so the dog is just like anybody else. We're using whoever we can to get where we need to be. It's not bad. We just look at life and we're like, that's an awesome opportunity. What do I got to do to get there? Well, he likes her more than me, so he's going to want to leave me for who? Her. And then he likes to bite. It doesn't mean he don't like her, but he may try to leave her to do what? Especially since their whole entire relationship has basically been nothing but doing what? It all starts with today. So we're going to have some fits. We're going to have some fits that didn't exist with me that will exist with you because he has more relationship with you doing what? He doesn't have that relationship with me, so I have the upper hand. I get to set the pace for our relationship day one, so he is not going to give me the grief that he is most likely going to give her. So what does she have to remember in that moment? It's not anything she's done bad. It's not anything she's doing bad. It's just the fact that she has to redefine a relationship that was built that she's not happy with anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Go ahead and come on out. Breathing stops, where'd head go? Straight to her. So he was ready to do what? What I tell you would happen. Okay, so this isn't about me, I don't care. So for me to sit here and wrestle with him over her, what would that do?
Nothing.
In all reality, she just needs to define the relationship with
him,
which means she needs to define what just happened. I'm not saying to excuse the fact that he just took off and ran into her and slammed into her. What I'm saying is, I can't fix their relationship, only she can. That's why when we do board and trains, you can't just train the dog and pass it off. That relationship was conditioned between the trainer and the, okay, well, in order to maintain the behavior, you have to know how the behavior was created. So that person has to have a pretty deep understanding of how to create the behavior, because to fix the behavior, we have to go back and rebuild what? The behavior, the relationship. So upholding the behavior is 100% exactly the same as teaching the behavior. So what I'm trying to say is, for me to recognize and try to sit here and work with this dog and stop this dog from treating her that way, I can't do that. The only person who can determine how this dog treats her is her. So when he comes and runs and slams into her, what does she need to do? She needs to teach the dog to move where? So she's going to start doing that. She's going to start moving the dog around, not at this second, but she's going to start moving this dog around, and she's going to start showing this dog that pushing into me just equals moving where? All right? Running towards me equals you moving where? To him, getting him to move where? Back. And she's going to redefine this new relationship. But remember, we've talked about this all week too. She's spent a lot of time teaching him to come where? Here, 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 here. So he thinks whenever she's present, he's supposed to come and do what? Shove into her. So it's not even that he's trying to be defiant. We look at this as defiance because it's something we don't like. But in all reality, he's actually just doing what he has been conditioned to do his entire life. And then people want to punish this dog for doing what they conditioned the dog to do. So how fair is that? It's not. It's not her fault. She pays people, she shows up. It's only her fault if what? If she continues doing what? That's it. Now, if she don't know, she can play the I don't know card. Everybody can always play the I didn't know card. Well, if you don't know, then you need to actively seek out what?
Help.
That's it. And you need to be aware. And if you're not getting the help you need here, you need to recognize that, and you need to have the ability to go where? And you keep pursuing. And it doesn't mean you're going to get the answer at the next place. So you just keep going where? And then eventually you will find somewhere, you'll find somebody who will be able to help you. But if you've been doing the same thing for over a year and nothing has changed, we have to start self-reflecting and being like, what am I doing here? Okay, make sense? All right, ma'am, you ready to rock and roll? All right. How are you gonna fix this right here? What are you gonna do? Before you do it, what are you gonna do?
Tell him to heal,
You're gonna tell him to heal, okay?
and then they can do it.
That's okay. We're gonna tell him to heal, and we're gonna make him do it. But how are we gonna make him do it? By what? What's our number one job is to do what? Offer what? What are we gonna offer?
Movement.
Okay, what is movement though?
Communication.
Communication. So what's communication? If he needs to do something, she's going to assist him. I'm using another word, assist. She's going to what?
Help.
Help him. Because he doesn't know how to navigate this, because the way he's been trained to navigate this is some way she doesn't like now. So she has to help him by showing him what she wants from him. All right? Easiest way that's gonna be is you do a little turn for him. So turn your body that way, the other way. Spin toward, yep, perfect. Stop right there. Bring his head up. Perfect. Get the leash out of your way there. Perfect. Resume, take off. Very nice job. We can already see he's doing the same thing with her, excuse me, that he started to do with me. He's walking with her, but he's trying to walk with her and fixate where? So we know that the problem between her and the dog is the decoy. But it's not really the decoy. The problem exists between them because the dog feels like he is supposed to dismiss her for who? So we don't have a decoy problem, we have a separation problem. He thinks he's allowed to separate himself from her whenever these circumstances are present. He thinks that, again, remember, we have to keep reminding ourselves this. He thinks that because we have conditioned him to do what? Because in the protection world, in the sport world, in the bite world, in the police world, control kills drive. It doesn't. Confusion kills drive. When you teach a dog to bite for 6 months or a year straight, the dog is taught to dismiss who? The handler. And the dog is taught to resist the handler and do what? Bite. So when we try to go around the decoy and say, pay attention to me, the dog can't, because you have spent time teaching the dog to dismiss who? You for who? And then we tell ourselves, because the dog knows how to sit in a quiet room and without a decoy, when we tell the dog to sit with the decoy present, the dog's just being what? Defiant. Those are fairy tales we tell ourselves that justify how people start treating the dog in those moments by delivering high-level corrections, punishments, reprimanding the dog, choking the dog off a bite, hitting the dog, using a cattle prod on the dog, the crazy, ludicrous ways that people justify in their own head. Or we just recognize, okay, I got you biting, you're a machine, you're the machine that I built, you're the machine I wanted to have. Now I have to help you learn how to do this around these other scenarios that we can't. Does this make sense? So how's she doing so far? I haven't even watched it. I've been
Really
blabbing
good.
to you guys.
Yeah, good.
All right, so same thing again, right? Very good. Take off again. So walking away from you has been a little bit what? A little bit easier. You can talk, it's okay. So now we're gonna add a little bit more. Hello! Loud noise equals what? So he tries to go around where? Now she has the ability to get him to move backwards. So she's telling him, when you want to move forward, forward is not the answer. Instead of telling him no, instead of hitting him, instead of yanking on him, she's just having the dog move where? And she's exaggerating the backwards so we can get the dog thinking about moving where? Backwards instead of what? That's fantastic. Pick him up again. Start walking around. And you can remember, you can tell him, I love you. I love you, Mason. Good boy. Now where's the tail coming out? Even more. The dog's getting more comfortable with what? Very good job. Go again. Faster, that's good. And going around. Good. Okay, now remember, you guys didn't see this the first week. This dog could not even be in this room with her holding a leash and just me and Eno talking to each other on something that had nothing even to do with them, standing 5 feet away. This dog was, and we have it, I think we have it on video, I hope we have it on video. We're gonna throw that in here if we do.
Now, it's all right, this is normal. We're gonna fix all this. This is an example of bite, 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 bite. Hey, the dog's bit 4,000 times, but we really need to make sure that he still knows how to. Oh, I thought he'd forget. Okay, so now, am I even wearing equipment? All we did was she went out and she's holding the line. which the dog associates with as posting up.
Hold your dog. So people are going to be like, yeah, but the decoy's not moving. Yeah, we weren't moving at all. Said neither were we. So I'm just saying that if we stay at this, right, what will happen? It's going to get better. I don't need him to do backflips. I don't need him to do anything. Every once in a while, we can go, hey! And what's the dog associate with that? And every once in a while, we can do a little, perfect. What's that associate? A little clatter stick. And so we're not taking it over the top. We're staying in a range that is harder for the dog to do, but still easy enough for the dog to make it work. It's hard enough for the dog to do, but it's still easy enough for the handler to have a little bit of success. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
And then now what I want you to do is just take them out.
Fine.
Yeah, a lot easier than what I told you it was going to be, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So we're talking
Crushed it.
everybody, this is going to be World War III. Why do you think I told her it was going to be World War III? Were you guys ready for a fight? It's about to go bad. It's about to be this.
So she was ready for the worst case scenario.
And then when it came in and it was like just this, she's like, this is nothing. So the same thing, I've been pushing her. What have I been doing to her? I've been putting her in front of people. I've been making her do things she's uncomfortable doing that she's not going to have to do when she leaves here. So if I can get her uncomfortable at a level she never even has to perform at, all the normal stuff that she has to perform at will become nothing for her. So am I doing the same thing to her that I'm doing with the dog? Absolutely, because we're conditioning behavior between who? A person and another being, whether it's a person or dog. We're putting them in scenarios that are very difficult, and then I'm telling her step by step what I expect from her. So when she gets anxious and starts fidgeting with her zipper, I tell her to put her hands where? If she puts her hands anywhere else, I tell her to put her hands where? Down. So I'm telling her in this moment, when you want to do this, I actually want you to do what? Something else. I'm not saying don't do that, knock it off, stop it, because what does don't do that, knock it off, and stop it mean to do? It lets her know I'm not happy with her, but it never tells her what it is that I need from her. So if I spend time telling her what I need from her versus what she's doing wrong, we get to eliminate all the things that we don't want, and then she becomes a professional at all the things that we do want. So we are successful in two areas at the same time. So it cuts the training time down in half, because I'm not trying to reprimand these behaviors that I don't like, and then I still have to go over here and teach all the behaviors that I want. That takes what? Twice, sometimes 3 times as long. Do you get what I'm saying? Starting to see it more and more? All right, good.